All right. He's a little misty eyed there. Not really, but really, a little bit. I was talking about how much you mean to me and why I react. Now, we're moving on with today, ready to go. And we're starting this way. I'm trying to figure out some stuff, and I mean, get some Miss Fabian coming up soon. She's important to the channel as well. But I had mentioned over in the why I react to backfires and blessings that we're going to check this out. And I admit, I was once kind of on the left. Well, no, very much on the left, actually. Uh, I was, raised Union DFLer. And back in the day, that all voted Democrat. This is how I was raised. I was on that side and living my life. And I was getting a lot of information from the Daily Show and stuff like that. And then it all kind of took a turn. Life changed. I ended up here at this point, but I'd like to reflect on people that I once had either respect or admiration for, or just really enjoyed the things that they produced. And Jon Stewart was one of them. Honestly, Stewart and Colbert and all of the actors that went through the entertainment show, I now don't believe they were informing me as much as they were propagandizing me. But some of the red pill moments, using it Matrix style here, some of the red pill moments have been very interesting to me. And Asman here, which some people get irritated about, and cool. I actually think his takes are quite balanced, and it makes me laugh. And then I watched him watching the clip of the officer listening to him as he was doing his job. And I mean, bravely, and the actual joy in dude's face, in Asmongold's face, that was, because, all the lifestyle choices aside, I would hope somehow if a person fell ass backwards into a position like that, having much, much, much more than they could ever have, I hope it don't change them too much. It could a little. But, yeah, got respect. And I thought this is very interesting. And I thought, once again, it's something I should share because maybe you didn't catch what the bloated regulation and red tape and bureaucracy that is stifling any sort of anything.
Elon Musk was right.
Issue the notice of funding opportunity.
Sorry, bad settings, no bull squeezins, and honestly, this is might as well get as comfortable as you can. If you're real uptight, you probably don't enjoy half the content here anyway, so yeah, why would you stay?
Elon Musk was right.
Issue the notice of funding opportunity within 180 days. That's step one. Step two, which all 56 state applicants completed, is states who want to participate must submit a letter of intent.
Okay, now some subcontext. This is regulatory. I think it's on a broadband initiative. Not broadband, excuse me. Broadband connections, yes. And this was about trying to get, I think this is just about getting shit. Man, I have fiber optic in the middle of a thousand person town in the middle of northwest Wisconsin. So I don't understand. But yeah, so it looked like, what did he say? There was like 56 applicants at the beginning. So in case you're not following close, at a certain point, about halfway through, we're going to find out half of them can't even keep up with the regulatory process, so they just drop out. And I realized this the first time I listened to it, that maybe that's the actual point, and then they can pick and choose fast-tracking anyone they want. Then they can cherry pick the recipients of whatever happens. In this case, it appears their own pockets just embezzling the money from the people and getting nothing done. Now, as a ex-handyman, I wouldn't get a second job if I did business this way. So how come when elected officials get to run business, it runs like garbage? But not to be an asshole, but a couple of legal aliens and an English speaker or a few meth addicts out in the country can outwork their entire organization every day from dusk till dawn. They just get shit done. I would think that's the better questions for people to ask, is literally why would they stand in the way? Or is it the South Park Prius owners smelling their own farts?
Elon Musk was right. Uh-oh.
Issue the notice funding opportunity within 180 days. That's step 1. Step 2, which all 56 state applicants completed, is states who want to participate must submit a letter of intent. After they do that, they can submit a request for up to $5 million in planning grants. Then the NTIA, step 4, has to review and approve and award, again, planning grants, not broadband grants, planning grants.
And it's still at the NTIA. It's still at the first step.
All right, so the NTIA
And
must issue a NOFO within 100 days.
All I'd say is search out the full clip if you're interested, because there's some, you know what I mean, some stops, some edits, and then he's going to interrupt, I'm going to interrupt. It's really about Stewart's head exploding and having to deal with the ridiculous nature of what exists. Not an idea, not a intent in the future. It's going on right now. Like, wow, really?
In 80 days, states who want to participate must submit their letter of intent. Step 3, they can request up to $5 million in planning grants.
Just planning.
Just planning. Step 4, the requests are reviewed, approved, and awarded by the NTIA, which currently all 56, 3 years later, all 56 applicants had passed through at least step 5.
This is a 5-minute video? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It took more than 3 years. So it's a long time. States must submit a 5-year action plan. So the states kind of go back and they kind of think about how they're going to do this. And they don't just say, okay, thank you for the money. We're going to spend it. And you can see how it worked out later. We're like, here's our 5-year action plan. Then the FCC must publish the broadband data maps before NTIA allocates funds. So having done the NOFO, the letters of intent,
It's not even halfway over.
the request for planning grants, then the review, approval, and awarding of the planning grants, then the 5-year action plans. In between that, the federal government has to put forward a map saying where it thinks we need rural broadband subsidies.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the states need an opportunity to challenge the map for accuracy. And you can imagine this doesn't all happen.
Dude. How does this happen? How does this fucking happen? This is crazy.
Happen in like a day. Okay. So then the NTIA.
Oh yeah, no, yes. That's unexpected release of pressure, steam that's building up internally. Yeah. No, I mean you get a bit of really bad blister and it just keeps growing. I believe this might be Jon Stewart's impression of that.
Look at his fucking face. Oh my God.
Hunter, we nailed that one.
Step 7 has to use the FCC maps to make allocation decisions. Then, having already done their letter of intent, their request for planning grants, it's hard even to talk about this, man. Step 7 is NTIA must use the FCC maps that were already challenged for allocation decisions. Yeah. Then, having submitted all this, I think this one is actually quite amazing.
Yeah.
Now, what I think is amazing is if you ever get bored, one of the things that I really like to do is I read his feed. So I'll go back and then I'll try to tune out kind of what's being said and read the feed. And it is, well, honestly, caution, reader beware. There's a lot of freedom of speech in there, but it gives you a better insight into the actual thought process of, let's say, everybody watching the stream at the moment. And I think it, not like this ability to hook up broadband, but it broadens your understanding of the whole concept, because you realize there was a ton of people over there chiming in, having takeaways, pointing out, yeah, you think this is bad, you should look there. And then there's how the rabbit holes grow, right? You just start going, well, wait, do you think that person might know what they're talking about? Let me look into that. Bow. It's like we talked about in that doom metal thing the other day. All you had to put was crazy dude with wild hair on stage. You were going to get that image because that's the world we live in now. It's not actually... Here, just remember, when they tell you to don't do your own research, that's because they want you to believe their bullshit. Otherwise, why would they claim their AI is so reliable and dependable that you should put all your faith in it? Aren't we inevitably going to be asking AI, did the Anunnaki build the pyramids? Do rivers of Mercury really flow under Aztec temples? Was there a pre-civilization that created everything and then this timeline took credit for it? I can get good answers to all that shit right now today. I'm assuming the AI is going to be able to give me the same answers I can find today. Context both ways. This is an opinion and a conspiracy theory. This is what we actually know. This is what we're not allowed to look into because it gets complicated. But it's that easy, right? To move forward, to ask questions, to broaden the scope of understanding of anything. Don't have to be right. You could just do it to form your own opinions, then share those opinions with others. Finding out for the first time if others can actually engage in conversation or if they just stare with that fluoride glare. I don't know what you're saying, but I want another soda. Just saying, we get to pick and choose where we end up. I'm thinking we ended up in a pretty rough spot. Dead. The feed over there, they know it.
That were already challenged for allocation decisions.
Yeah.
Then, having submitted all this, I think this one is actually quite amazing.
Yeah.
Having submitted their 5-year plans or letters of intent, step 8 is states must submit an initial proposal. An initial proposal.
8. There you go. There's one of those stairs. Now that's different. That one's a good one. That's I believe in Webster's, next to utter disbelief, you get a reaction like that.
This is crazy.
Yes, it is.
This is like, you know what this reminds me of? Have your parents ever try to gas you to fix something or do something with a computer? And
then, just so you know, because we understand over here that the bus riders are probably a little older generation. I'd like to know what the hell the kids are reflecting on, thinking about, talking about, and sometimes it gives me hope because they're on subjects I think matter. Sometimes they're also spreading complete propaganda. Sometimes they're gaslighting. Sometimes they're just straight up lying to us. But other times they're just engaging in conversation. And I would like to know what they got going on. Because I definitely know ignorance is not bliss.
Invent like a bunch of terms that like create this imaginary red tape for why you can't just do it. You're like, well, I would have to, go into the like CMD registry error and there could be a reset. Like, this is it. Oh my God, bro. How do you do this?
To the NTIA. Then
Is that the result of their $5 million planning
That's the
fund?
plan.
This
I
initial
assume,
proposal?
but then what was
Yeah.
the 5-year plan?
And what the fuck did they apply for? What was their NOFO?
Like, if the 5-year
God.
action plan isn't the initial proposal, then what's the 5-year action
Forget
plan?
NOFO.
Okay.
MOFO.
Step 9, NTIA must review and approve each state's, again, initial proposal. By my read, we have had at least 2 initial proposals here, but that's a different issue. Step 10, states
Oh, no.
must publish their own map and
just-
allow internal challenges to their own map.
Okay,
Oh,
so the
shit.
government is
now, to be fair, about halfway through, it's going to get long. If you really want to know, you got to look up that one. Was it a DNC convention where the person stood up and was like, I need people to stop talking loud. And the people are clicking their fingers and like I don't care. It's a shit show. And all revolving around their inability to function as a group within a parliamentary procedure situation. It's insane, but it's super good insight. Like, I would go find that right now and watch it, then filter that through this, and you realize, yeah, the jokes about the theater kids running the show aren't really jokes. This is the thing. I think I mentioned this a couple times today already. It was like electrician, labor union, DFLers, hardworking farmers, the people that are running the show that my dad and my grandfather and all those people belong to. What the hell happened? How did they lie to all them working people? Because these people can't represent that same group of individuals anymore. None of them have time for these sort of hoops. They're like straight bullshit.
own map and
just-
allow internal challenges to their own map.
Oh,
so the government
shit.
has published a map. They have invited the states to challenge the map. Then states have submitted initial proposals.
It's not over, bro.
They then have to publish their own map and allow challenges.
Wait, who's challenging it within the state?
Well,
Well,
I told you which
this is
thing
why
to
the
look
government's so bloated. This is insane. How does this happen?
at. Right there, I'm telling you, go find that clip right now. And it starts makes you will put an idea, you will see how this happens. Because if you're worried about the language first, instead of the idea is this hook up houses to broadband connections and get them connected. Well, honestly, let's be honest, they want to use that for the Internet of Things, but I'm guessing in California, this is really because they want to condense everything down into 15-minute cities. There's no chance rural living exists in 100 years there if they get to win. That's part of the New World Order. You know, the globalist plan would be the 15-minute cities. We don't, no more reclaim all the rural land. This is my opinion for entertainment purposes only. This is what other crazy people told me, but I'm saying that's what I heard. And that's why I think it would exist. But on a side note, I think the government created the snowstorm we had yesterday to keep us from voting tomorrow. So I'm crazy.
organized interest groups, environmental group, like I don't
Oh
know
my
who
God.
specifically, but
Yeah.
literally anybody. This is,
Right.
I want to say something because
Yeah.
it's very important I say this. This is the Biden administration's process for its own bill. They wanted this to happen. This is how
This is
liberal
Biden's-
government works
this
now.
is
This
Biden
is something
design.
they instituted for this bill.
For their bill. This is a bill
Oh,
passed
wow.
by Democrats.
No, it's not. Oh wow, and this is where I guess maybe I do feel superior, because I only need that one clip, and it's years old. And honestly, before that clip, I only needed the college videos. I watched them melting down on the colleges for a decade plus. People that are just finding out about that shit now, kids been doing that for 10, 15 years. So that's how we get here. But that one clip explains why he doesn't need to go, wow. An entire group of people that can barely communicate back and forth are running a show. What do you think happens when the group, if you go watch that clip, I'm going to try to find that clip and yeah, I'll try
with
to
a
find it at the
regulatory
end.
structure ridden by Democratic
So it's actually hall monitors, Karens, and fucking tone policers. This is it is a complete. It's the Karenocracy. That's it. Oh my fucking
And there
God.
it was. Over in the feed, if you caught it, someone was like, college graduates at their finest. That's my point. If you had watched the history of this happening, the meltdowns at the school level, you'd understand 100% completely that entire process is to get them ready to fight the system.
God. It's actually so bad. This is insane. How do you let this happen?
Ha!
How do you do this? Like,
administration. Okay.
Right.
Step 11.
Yeah.
The NTIA must review and improve the challenge results and the final map. So the NTIA has put forward a map. The states have challenged that map. Then the states have put forward their maps, had other challenges. And now the NTIA must review and approve the challenges to the state maps.
fuck.
Okay. So we've done step 11. NTIA must review and approve challenge results and final map. We've lost 9 of the applicants at that point.
Yeah.
Step 12. States must run a competitive sub-granting process.
Oh my fucking God.
There it is. It exploded. They've been building and festering, but here you go. Here you go.
He's losing
At
it.
step 12, after all
losing
this
it.
has been done.
Yeah, none of that could have happened along the way here. We have now lost 17 more applicants. So now
Oh, no.
30 of 56 have completed step 12. Step 13, states must submit a final proposal. This all the proposals were to NTIA.
Geez.
Now that goes to 3 of 56. So we've gone in the last couple steps from 56 had gone to this point to 3 of 56. Step 14, the NTIA must review and approve the state's final proposal. And that is 3 of the 56 jurisdictions and states are there.
This is
In
50.
summary, states are nearly at the finish line. And it says to stop their progress now, or worse, to make them go backwards, would be a stick in the
fuck.
spokes of the most promising broadband deployment plans we have ever seen.
Wow.
End scene.
Oh shit! Did you see? That's
I'm speechless.
funny. And did he really just say that? I didn't get this far. I stopped halfway through, so some of it would be fresh.
End scene.
Yep, because it's all an act. It's all an act.
I'm speechless,
This
Ezra.
is
honestly,
act.
like it's
This is an act. It's an act.
far worse than I could have imagined. But the fact
This is, remember what I told you? I told you I was worse. Like the guys that did that Doge shit, they were downplaying it. Nobody wanted to admit that. But if you ever worked at a big company or you worked at the government, you would know that this is the way it is. Yeah. Like it's literally that simple.
And the monster that it created is kicking and screaming because it's having its heads cut off. And then people are defending the monster. I saw a real... it was, for me, it was super, I don't know, I guess profound. I don't know. Is it, where is it? Oh, the Scary Moore solo is crazy. Cats. I like cats. Really hit me hard. All credit to the poster, the creator, author, the idea. But I think it's very valid. And I think right now we are literally watching a monster rear the last of its ugly heads because it's been exposed. I mean, I've been talking about it for years. I'm hoping there's just a big light being shined. And half of the crazy lashing out is really just the caustic breath attacks from this demonic dragon-like being. I played D&D when I was a kid. I mean, they get fire, acid, ice. I mean, gas. I think there's gonna be a lot of screaming and crying from the beast as it keeps getting exposed. But I'm so hopeful that exposure's coming to more. Because I believe what's being said right here. I think with the fact that we're not now at my job, any normal person I meet, I can talk about this stuff and they're giddy with either anticipation to learn more or repulsed by the fact that it could even be happening. But not a single one of them has been like, "Ow, heck, this burned a Tesla dealer." Not one. Of course, we have flags on the bar. There's a Trump flag in the bar, so I mean, it's small. But I would say it's probably because it's, one-sided bubble environment that I love. But this is where I don't find anybody pissy about things. But then I don't see anybody fighting over the personality cult side of it. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care that dude lives the way he lives. I don't care that dude's, acting it up as he's telling his story so he can end scene with jazz hands. I don't care. That's cool. You put on your squirrel suit and gather nuts. Just don't hurt nobody. But why can't we talk about the shit that's actually happening? I got to admit, Rogan was right again. They go rescue people. You can't talk about that. Can't talk about the waste or the fraud. Get hung up on the cult of personality shit only. Get enraged by that. Because you're not supposed to look behind the curtain and see the mechanisms of the system that's oppressing you. That's it.
Company, or you worked at the government, you would know that this is the way it is. Yeah. Like, it's literally that simple. I mean, it's insane that, like,
fact that they amputated their own legs on this is what's so stunning.
We have
Now, I'm easily amused by things too, so I get it. I think he's appreciating the
it's
blister.
bad, man. He losing it. Yeah, I know. He needs to go way down. This is bad. Oh my fucking God. He pays the taxes to do this? Yeah. This is what everybody's money's going towards. I guess so.
Oh, right there. There's the Futurama mobile oppression platform. Keeping a planet down on pennies on the dollar. Futurama nailed that shit a long time ago. That's just like Simpsons. Now, that is also the conspiracy theory side. As they do things to you, they have to tell you, or the spell won't work. But shh. We're not really discussing the manifestation of evil and control right now, but hey, we're in the ballpark.
Oh, that's right, guys. That's what all your money's going to. They downplayed it because they don't want to die. Yeah, Musk says if he gets rid of all the corruption, they'll kill him. I guess so. This is insane. He got to take a break. Yeah. The only way to fix this is invading Greenland. Well, there's that, or we could Well, let's see. Maybe we could get rid of. Could we get rid of like like some sort of like history month or something like that? Like we could get rid of Women's History Month. Maybe that would do it.
Nothing like, and I would venture to guess those kind of comments are to rile up the other side. To, I believe his haters ensure the high quality of views he gets with comments like that. But I don't care. I think he's funny. I think that is appropriate to listen to, and right in the right time frame. So honestly, I'm a firm believer that and honestly, I can say just like at where I work, shouldn't slack up on the rules. Still clean, tidy, efficient, trying to cut waste, but she let back on the regulatory system that was keeping me just cooking menu items. And she let me play a little, give me a little free reign. Because of that, we're already replacing 2 frozen items with made to order items. So I don't know. A looser regulatory process actually increased the quality of the establishment. Why? Because, well, I personally am morally and ethically bound to doing what was beneficial for the house. That's the contract I signed. I signed my contract in good faith. I don't know what's wrong with the world, but I guess I think uniquely to some people. Because it appears every opportunity to lie, steal, and cheat, they take one for the home team. Them and Lucifer getting all they can. It's weird. Later.